Hello and welcome back to Women's Football Talk, the YouTube channel that brings you all the latest news and stories from around the world of women's football. And today we've got a WSL preview for you, looking ahead to what is a fantastic weekend scheduled in the WSL, starting off with the Manchester derby taking place on Saturday lunchtime between Manchester City and Manchester United from the Etihad Stadium. Now, for Manchester City, they obviously come into this as strong favourites, sitting in second place, level on points with Chelsea, only goal difference separating the two sides, whilst Manchester United are down in fourth, with a slim hope of still potentially making that third spot and getting Champions League football next season. But for Manchester City, it's been a fantastic season for Gareth Taylor's side. They look the real deal, and how strong they have looked defensively this season, conceding the fewest goals across the WSL, and obviously picking up that 4-1 victory last time out against Brighton and Hove Albion. Big news for them though is Khadija Shaw. She's just one goal away from becoming the WSL leading scorer for Manchester City. In Manchester City's short history, the Jamaican forward has been absolutely phenomenal since she has joined the team, and continues to score the goals on a weekly basis. And I think again this week, looking ahead to this derby, she will be a proper problem for Manchester United to deal with, and the way that City have been set up will cause Manchester United problems with the likes of Jess Park, Lauren Hemp, potentially Mary Fowler out wide as well. Or even Chloe Kelly. That will just cause Manchester United all sorts of problems, I'd imagine. And how they are defensively over recent weeks, you look at Kirsten Cashbright, Leah Alexandri, Alex Greenwood, Layla Wahhabi, and then obviously Kiara Keaton in goal, who's been absolutely phenomenal this season. It's going to be hard for Manchester United to try and break Manchester City down. In the two meetings earlier on this season, Manchester City obviously won the reverse fixture 3-1 at Leigh Sports Village, and then the two sides met earlier on this year in the Conti Cup, with Manchester City winning by 2-1. So Manchester City have definitely got Man United's number this season, and a win for them would send them top of the league outright for at least just over 24 hours because of when Chelsea play. And for Manchester United, should they lose this one, you would say it's all but ends their hopes of potentially getting third place. But a victory could give them the slimmest of margins, because that would then shorten their gap down to Arsenal just to 3 points for the time being. So for Man United, there is a lot to ride on for, because obviously this has been a poor season for Mark Skinner's side compared to where we were looking at them 12 months ago, when they were sitting in second place on the brink of reaching an FA Cup final, looking really well altogether. Everything this season just seems to have fallen off, but obviously it remains to be seen what they can finish off with their campaign. And obviously it's not out of the question that they could still finish third place, but it is going to be very hard for them to do so, because it would need Arsenal to lose 2 games in a row, or 2 games, and Manchester United win those 2 games. So it's going to be a very tough ask for Mark Skinner's side, but obviously they won't give up until the end of the season. But yes, if they were to lose this weekend, you would pretty much write off any hope with them there. A quick look at the rest of the weekend's fixtures now, the rest of them taking place on Sunday, and we'll kick it off with the Merseyside derby as Everton take on Liverpool. For Liverpool, a victory for them could see them leapfrog Manchester United, depending on what the Manchester derby result is, because the two sides are level on points at the minute on 28 points, but it's just Man United's superior goal difference that sees them better. Everton, they saw themselves rise up to 9th place last weekend, and a victory this weekend for them in the Merseyside derby could see them rise or one more place into 8th place. Now obviously we know how the Merseyside derby goes. Everton won the previous Merseyside derby back in October by 1-0, and then Liverpool won in the Conti Cup 2-1. So it's been a close fixture between these two sides over the last season and a bit, and I'm expecting a fantastic battle at Goodison Park, as always tends to be the case in these Merseyside derbies. So it's really going to be a fantastic game to keep an eye out on. The rest of the games now, we have Bristol City taking on Tottenham Hotspur from 2 p.m. Bristol City, as we've been saying for recent weeks now, and many weeks on our podcast, Women's Football Talk, just search for that on any podcast platform. Bristol City are really running out of time to pick up points. If they don't, they will be facing relegation back down to the Barclays Women's Championship, so they will be needing to pick up some points and soon. For Tottenham, they sit in 6th place on 22 points, so they're a bit behind Manchester United and Liverpool, who are on 28 points, but they're slightly ahead of Aston Villa and the chasing pack of them. So Robert Wilhelm's side currently and steadily in 6th place. Then at 3 PM UK time, we have Leicester City versus Brighton. This should be a really good game between the two sides, sitting in 8th and 10th respectively. 2 points separating the sides heading into this one, and I'm expecting an absolute cracker. Then at 4:30 we have West Ham United versus Chelsea. Obviously Chelsea picking up that 3-0 victory in the Champions League in midweek, and then they also have the second leg to come as well. And obviously Chelsea always winning this battle between the two sides, and they'll be hoping to pick up the victory on Sunday. That would then see them go back at the top of the table if Manchester City were to win the Manchester derby on Saturday. And finally we have Aston Villa versus Arsenal at 6:45. Arsenal need to pick up a victory, sitting on 34 points, and obviously they need to get back to winning ways after a disappointing weekend last Friday against Chelsea. And for Aston Villa, it's been a bit of a rollercoaster season for Carla Ward's side, but picking up that victory last time out was very key for them. Obviously the big news from Aston Villa this week is that goalkeeper Daphne van Domselaar will miss the rest of the season after undergoing hip surgery, so it's a big loss for Carla Ward in that situation. But that is it for this week. We'll be back next week recapping all of the WSL action. Make sure you're following us on Twitter and on Instagram, Women's Football Talk. To search for both there and you'll come across our page. And like I said, make sure you're following our podcast, Women's Football Talk, again on any podcast platform, and you'll come across for more in-depth discussion at the weekend's games coming up next week, and a look at the Champions League second legs quarterfinals, as all of those ties are really closely poised. In the meantime, make sure you like and subscribe, turn on the post notification bell so you never miss a video of ours, and we'll see you soon.